Welcome to Secrets to Alignment with Savannah Schaffer. I am here to equip you with the belief and energy to make your dreams a reality. Take this time to fill your cup and align with the most vibrant version of you. Hello, and welcome back to the Secrets to Alignment podcast with your host, Savannah Schaffer. We are currently in the month of love. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and I have been doing so much reflecting recently. And one of the biggest breakthroughs that I have ever had in my personal development journey was realizing that my trust issues were actually keeping me broke. And this is a realization that I have had with so many of my clients, so many of the people who I have worked with also had this exact same connection. And once we let go, once we completely broke free of this, it was like their abundance just flew to them. It was like the floodgates were open and they really let go of something that was quietly sabotaging so much growth for them, so much abundance coming their way, so much freedom, so much more fulfillment, so many more memories that they were able to make after they let go of this. So if you are someone who you find yourself, you're having time trusting yourself, maybe you second guess yourself, maybe it's hard for you to trust others, maybe it's hard for you to trust in the universe and God, whatever that you personally believe in, because you have maybe had some things happen to you that led you to question a lot and to not really understand like why those things happened. And a lot of times that questioning and those trust issues, they actually manifest in a lot more ways than just our relationships with our partners or with our best friends or with our parents. It actually can manifest in other ways as well. And I have seen this the most with abundance, with money, with your financial reality. So let's dive into this. Let me break this down. So first and foremost, if you really trusted that every single thing was working for you, every single thing was happening for you in divine timing, it was serving you, every single situation, even the hardest situations that you've ever been through, if you can look back on those and fully trust and know that those things served you, most likely you would be in a more secure and a more abundant mindset. Now, if you look back on those things and you have resentment, you have doubt, you have, guilt, you're frustrated, you're pissed off, you still have that emotional charge to those situations, that is a clear indicator that those things are still actually controlling the way that you are showing up today in not only some situations, but in all situations. Now, let's say that you have had, an ex-best friend. I feel like so many women have gone through this. We have a really, really hard time letting other women in because we have been burned by other women in the past. And I know that I have absolutely gone through this. I know that so many of the girls in Tranquil Minds have gone through this. So many of us have experienced being burned by someone who, we let all of our guards down. We were our authentic self. We were completely us. And that person in some way, shape, or form stabbed us in the back. Maybe it was your partner who cheated on you, completely blindsided you, broke your heart. Maybe it was your parents who betrayed you. Whatever that it is, a lot of times with those people, there was a point in time where our barriers were completely down. We were being our authentic self. We were being loving. We were being kind. We were being open. We were being vulnerable. We were being honest. And they did something that completely shattered our trust. And it forced us to start questioning and wondering, like, why the fuck is this happening? Like, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. And we start to not only question ourselves, but we question that person. We question their decisions, their actions. We question the universe. Why did this come into my life? We just start actually going in this downward spiral where, we start to put up these barriers and we think, why would I want to trust anyone? Why would I want to be open and honest and vulnerable if this is what could happen to me? And these trust issues, they truly affect us in a deep internal way. I'm sure that right now you can think of some circumstance you were in, whether that was with an ex-best friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, your parents, your siblings, whoever, where they really betrayed your trust. And you thought to yourself, like, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. Like, it was shattering for you. I'm sure that you remember where you were, who you were with, what you were doing. Allow that to come to your mind for a second. I'm sure that you can even feel into those feelings that you felt when that situation happened. Okay. Now try to let go of that as best as you can. Relax, surrender, let go. And I want you to take a moment to acknowledge how quickly you could bring that image up in your mind. How quickly you could feel into those exact experiences. That memory, that emotional experience left an imprint on you. Not only on your emotional, being, but on your nervous system. Now, when it comes to us trusting others, it's really fucking hard. And even if we want to trust those people, we want to trust in something or someone, there's that quiet little voice that's always there, that's constantly questioning, doubting, wondering if that situation is going to happen again, if we're going to be screwed over, if we're going to be stabbed in the back, if we're going to be left there on the kitchen floor fucking crying over the heartbreak. We have that little tiny voice that won't allow us to fully trust, that won't allow us to fully let go and just be there. And I have experienced this in many different ways. I have had many situations with ex-boyfriends, ex-best friends that have done me so dirty. And I didn't realize up until the last couple of years that those were actually affecting the trust that I had in the universe. I tried not to, but quietly I was doubting, why would those things happen to me? And I couldn't see how those things actually were serving me. Although I could on the surface be like, yeah, it served me because I didn't stay in that relationship or whatever. There was still a part of me that was so scared of that happening again. And so scared that things wouldn't work out because it didn't in the past. So those trust issues that I had from relationships and from friendships and other things, they were bleeding into the trust that I had that I was actually going to be supported, that I was actually going to be taken care of, that the universe did have my back and that it wanted the best for me, because I could not understand or wrap my head around why those things happened to me. If that was true, if the universe was looking out for me, why would I go through those things? So those trust issues that you're having with your parents or your siblings or your friends or your family or whoever that it is, those are events and circumstances that are coming up for you in order for you to work through them. And I know that it's fucking hard. I know that it's so challenging to go through those things. I get it, fully. I have been there, done that. And I didn't really understand how these things could be connected. But when I started talking with all of my clients, they were going through the exact same things. They couldn't get why. They were always kind of wondering, is it really going to work out? Will I have enough money? Will I be able to make that dream actually come true? Will this relationship turn into a marriage? They were always quietly doubting things. And that doubt is what can be like a silent killer to everything that we desire in our life. So for me personally, I've had to go back, even with all of my clients, we've had to go back, go through those events and write out what happened, how it affected us, and most importantly, write out exactly how it served us, what we learned from it, and how those events were meant to be in our lives, how they were actually divinely placed there by the universe on purpose so that we could grow, so that we could evolve, so that we could become the best version of ourselves. And once you can completely trust in that, you no longer have those trust issues. You can fully let go. And when those thoughts of doubt do come up, you know exactly how to support yourself, how to work through those things, and truly let go of those doubts. And I'm telling you right now that when you start to do this, if you've had, a relationship that went south, if you had people take advantage of you, people just stab you in the back, people cheat on you, which so many of us have. If you've had those things happen to you, I definitely recommend you doing some reflecting on this. And if you really want to go deeper, I'm actually hosting a masterclass that's going to dive into all of this, all money mindset, letting go of all of these patterns, these belief systems, these thought processes that have had such a huge grasp on our behaviors, our actions, every single thing that we're doing in our lives. We're going to let go of those and we're going to actually step into the most abundant version of ourselves, completely rewiring the way that we see abundance, the way that we see money, the way that we view our finances, the way that we trust the universe, the knowing and that full-on belief in knowing that we deserve to be abundant. Abundant is our birthright, and we are meant to be rich ass fucking bitches who have incredible lives, who make incredible money, who can treat all of their friends and family, who can ball the fuck out because we are worthy of that. We are deserving of that. And it's such a great place to be when you get to experience all of life that you've always wanted, and you have no more limits, no more limitations, no more blockages. So if you would like to really experience those kind of breakthroughs that all of my clients are having, that I am having right now, go ahead and sign up for this free masterclass. You can get on the wait list. You will be the first people to know about this masterclass that's coming up here. Just DM me the word money on Instagram and you can go ahead and join us. I will talk to you guys soon. I cannot wait to see you guys there. And I'm wishing you the best Valentine's Day.